like your opinion, man.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another rip-roaring fun edition of the Plotaholics Live. I'm Shane Wilson.
And I'm Bryan Tan.
Bryan Tan sneaking in, squeezing in.
That's right.
Just, he's the last little... I was gonna make a poop joke, but I don't even really know how to.
I don't want to be a poop joke.
Bryan, you're not a poop joke.
But I'm just, I'm the shit.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Does that make you the P?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, only if you think I'm number one and you're number two.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I consider us both pretty even.
I think so. So we can both be number three. That means we're diarrhea.
Yeah. Rich Boyer in the house.
Hi-yo to Rich Boyer.
Yeah, it looks like we got a couple of people popping in. If you are joining us live, then you should absolutely say hello.
Absolutely. Comment.
It's a good time. Let us know that you're in the house.
Anita's in the house.
I'm sending off a few messages here for people that asked to be reminded. Because, some people haven't quite figured out, Bryan, the whole subscribe and notifications, right? Because it is kind of a two-step process.
Yeah, but you know what? They're trying.
Hey, you know what? And we are here for the people who are trying.
Absolutely.
And what else is here for the people who are trying? The Summer of Cusack.
Yeah, the Summer of Cusack. Oh.
1 week left before the Summer of Cusack is officially over.
Yeah, I mean, technically, this is the final week of Summer of Cusack.
Yep. Say anything. Posted on
yesterday.
Monday.
Yep. Just posted yesterday. And that's probably one of my. That's probably like these have been some great films, and these are some. Like all these are so great. A lot of people kind of gave me some flack off there because we didn't do Better Off Dead, but I still felt like Better Off Dead would have been too obvious. It was enough that you knew we were going to do Say Anything. Yeah. People knew we were going to do High Fidelity and Gross. Blank.
Bryan, we know a couple of things, and one of the things that we know is that somebody has always got to complain about something.
That's true.
And here's the other thing. If we didn't get to your favorite John Cusack movie, that doesn't mean that we're done with John.
That Summer of Cusack is over.
Summer of Cusack is over, but we will come back to him, I promise.
Absolutely. John Cusack is too great not to
He's the treasure that continues to surprise us all.
He is an 80s treasure. He is an icon.
He is an 80s treasure.
He is an icon. He's not, I mean, hell, Judd Nelson had like 2 major roles of the 80s. John Cusack had like a trillion.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just saying.
Oh, Joe is in the house with his weekly Plotaholics meeting.
Oh yeah, Joe Compton's in the house.
Only you're 1 day sober. What's wrong?
Yeah, seriously.
Have you not consumed any plot today? Because
I did. I definitely.
Oh, Richard. Plot. You can absolutely complain about people complaining. I feel like I just was.
I always complain about people complaining. Yeah. I just do it in a diplomatic way when the show is going on.
That's right.
Well, listeners.
Yeah, so we are here to convene our weekly meeting of the Plotaholics. If you need your coffee, you should have brought it your own damn self.
Seriously. I ain't got no money to be buying y'all motherfuckers no coffee.
No. I brought my own whiskey. I feel like that's counter to the message, but whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's been a little bit of a slow week, Bryan, compared to what we had last week, which was just like story.
Last week was jam-packed.
Yeah.
It truly was.
I think the big news of the week so far has been the release of the Dolemite Is My Name trailer.
Oh, I cannot wait for this. Eddie Murphy as Rudy Ray Moore, a.k.a. Dolemite. And this I cannot wait for. Now, Dolemite was a little bit after my time. Dolemite was a really, really big... Thanks, Joe. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe.
Dolemite came out in the early mid-70s.
Yeah.
And it was a part of the blaxploitation experience. And Dolemite was actually said to be among the first rappers. Rudy Ray Moore was said to be one of the first rappers. And Snoop Dogg himself has gone on record to say that without Rudy Ray Moore, there would have been no Snoop Doggy Dogg. So
yeah,
And for those who don't know about Dolemite, I'm pretty sure you don't have a clip because I didn't even think to tell you about it. But there's one scene there's one bit of Dolemite that's referenced in the movie House Party by Robin Harris, who plays Pops. And let me see, I'm probably gonna butcher it, but I hope I don't. Goes way down in the jungle deep. Badass line stepped on a signified monkey's feet. And the monkey said, "Motherfucker, can't you see? You stepping on my goddamn feet." That's all I remember. That's just a little taste of Dolemite for you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, he was a stand-up comic, and he popularized rap in a lot of ways in his bits. The character Dolemite, he ended up, like you said, having made into a film. And yeah, it's how excited are you, Bryan, to see Eddie Murphy back in leading man status?
I'm very excited for it because I am a huge fan of Eddie Murphy, as I've gone on record to say numerous times.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to see Eddie Murphy coming back to lead man status. Some of the last films that I've seen Eddie Murphy in over the last 7, 8 years was Dreamgirls with Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson, where he played Jimmy Thunder Early.
Yeah.
And he was also Mr. Church in the film Mr. Church, which is probably one of Eddie Murphy's most heartfelt performances in a comedy film. And if you have not seen Mr. Church, I definitely suggest doing it because it is a beautiful film.
Yeah, and this, it is kind of crazy to see him back in front of the camera in this capacity because he's been so quiet for so long.
Absolutely.
And he even in the he had a small bit on the SNL the anniversary show a couple of years ago, but even that was so understated.
Yeah, but it was a big deal because Eddie Murphy has been in he had a 20-year feud with SNL.
Right. Yeah.
All because of David Spade.
Right. Well, I mean, David Spade has caused a lot of trouble in his days. But yeah. So Dolemite.
I love that scene. He pulls out his chest, and I love it.
So Dolemite Is My Name.
I can't
coming soon, man. Like it is. It's a big deal.
It's coming out. It's coming in September. I cannot wait, and this is why I have a Netflix subscription. Absolutely, it's so amazing.
And Joe makes a very good point about Keegan-Michael Key being involved in this.
Keegan-Michael Key. Now, here's the thing: Jordan Peele has been getting so much acclaim over the last few years with Get Out and This Is Us, but Keegan-Michael Key, man.
Well, I think it's just called Us. This Is Us is a television show, right?
Oh, that is right. I'm sorry. But Keegan-Michael Key.
Can you imagine? What if they just let Jordan Peele direct one episode of This Is Us?
Oh my goodness, it would be so creepy.
Right.
I'm sure that would be so creepy.
Yeah.
But and apparently Joe is right. He was talked into it by Keegan-Michael Key, which is awesome. And then you got Wesley Snipes. I'm glad to see the return of Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, the cast here is impressive.
Yeah, and our man Craig Robinson.
Yeah, national treasure Craig Robinson is
Absolutely.
in the house.
Craig Robinson is Doug Judy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a treasure.
I also I didn't pull this as a story, but we got a ton of news about Coming to America 2 casting this week.
I am so excited about Coming to America 2.
Yeah,
I will be there. I will probably be there day one. I will be there opening night for Coming to America 2.
Do we know if Eddie Murphy has come on hard times in the last little bit? Like, why all of a sudden the big resurgence?
I think that Eddie Murphy needs to just take a break because you figure how popular he was in the 80s, how big he was in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 90s, it started to fall off, but then he got, the clumps, brought him back up, and then he did some stinkers.
Right.
And I think that those stinkers probably were a big blow to his ego.
You talk. I've heard a lot of other comics in interviews talk about what kind of pressure has to be on a guy coming back to do his first stand-up special in so long, when he has produced especially in Raw, what many comics consider to be one of the best specials of all time.
Absolutely. And like honestly, if you haven't seen Eddie Murphy Raw or even Eddie Murphy Delirious, I would say you go to yeah, Joe's right. He was pissed off about the Oscars. I do remember that story, years ago where I know he didn't get an Oscar nod, I don't think, for Dreamgirls, and that kind of pissed him off.
Am I thinking of the wrong movie? Wasn't Dreamgirls a total didn't it? Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Glitter.
Yeah, you're thinking of Glitter. You are thinking of Glitter.
I just stroked out hard and combined Dreamgirls and Mariah Carey's
sacrilege.
I know. You know what? I've earned myself.
Yes, you have, because that was just bad. That was bad. Yeah, I know. That as soon as you said Glitter, I'm like, oh no. Evie Farouk got it right. But no, I mean Eddie.
Yeah, so apparently he did get nominated. He
got nominated. And he didn't win, and he definitely should have, because his portrayal was Jimmy Thunder Early, which was kind of a show on Marvin Gaye. Actually, his character was sort of modeled off of Marvin Gaye, and he definitely deserved it because he was just amazing. Eddie Murphy is such an amazing talent.
Joe, do you know
he did win the Golden Globe?
Joe, do you know who beat him that year for the Oscar?
Let me see here. I'll research it right now as we're talking about it.
Yeah, so Eddie Murphy, he's often listed in that big, like the upper echelon of comics, especially those like late 70s, 80s comics like the George Carlin specials and those guys.
Oh, absolutely.
He's mentioned right up there. And so many comics that we
deservedly
know and love.
So.
Yeah, deservedly so. Absolutely. His stand-up is so good for him to have made so many bad movies down the stretch,
Yeah, and you know what? See, he won Best Supporting Actor. I don't know. I'll find it.
Joe says Alan Arkin for Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, that was bullshit. He should have won.
Little Miss Sunshine was a great film.
I love Alan Arkin. Don't get me wrong. He's an amazing actor. I'm not saying that, but Eddie Murphy was like that. That was like the role of it. Like that was amazing. That was that before. I mean, honestly, Mr. Church was more of an indie film, and it did not get anywhere near the regard that it should have.
Yeah.
However, always bringing friends out, but him as Jimmy Thunder Early was probably one of his better roles beside Mr. Church. He's done some of his best stuff, in that time frame. So I'm real excited for and Coming to America. Most of the original cast are coming back. We haven't heard about I believe her name is Sherry Headley, who played Lisa McDowell in the original Coming to America, the woman that becomes his bride. But I mean, you've got James Earl Jones is coming back to play his father, King Joffrey Jafar.
You did not say King Joffrey.
King Joffrey Jafar.
Right.
Arsenio Hall's coming back. Basically, I mean, even Don Amos, who played Cleo McDowell in Coming to America, is coming back. All these people are coming back from the original Coming to America. And so it's going to be big.
Bryan, you're kind of like breaking up on me a little bit. I wonder if the people at home can tell me if everybody's breaking up on me, or like if I'm breaking up. Is it on Bryan's side, or is it just me, or what?
I don't know. Am I better now?
Actually, that's much better. Yeah, whatever that was.
All I did was hit the mute button and hit it again.
Hey, there you go. But yeah, so
super excited.
Yeah, super big Eddie Murphy news there, and if the little screenshot there didn't ruin it for you, we got some news this week as well.
I'll be there for you, because you're there for me too.
Yeah, so we found out this week that Friends is going to be in theaters for 3 nights for the 25th anniversary of that series. Now, I don't know where you are on Friends, Bryan.
I've binged it a few times on Facebook, 2 or 3 times. Well, actually, no, I think I only binged it once. I don't remember, but I mean, I didn't watch it during its initial run because it just looked dumb to me.
Yeah, but, I was a little bit behind on it as well. Honestly, I think maybe I was a little too young outside of the demo when it first started.
Interesting. I couldn't relate.
Yeah, when it first started, I was a little too out of the demo. Also, right. I mean, how many people can really relate to a bunch of like attractive 20 somethings that live in New York City but have shitty jobs, but still afford to live in royalty?
Yeah, seriously. And then it's like, I'm sorry, like I don't know, man. It just seemed way too, like, I don't know. Like when it first came out, I was real anti-Friends. And then I just happened to watch it on Netflix because I was looking for something to watch, and I got sucked in. But I ain't going to the damn show and spending, movie theater ticket prices to watch 12 episodes of Friends. I can watch it on Netflix now.
Right. Now, I'll say this. I have come to have a real appreciation for the writing and pacing of most of that show. Mm-hmm. I think that for it to be on the air for 10 years, it maintained a pretty consistent pace. It did fall off at times, but anything that goes that long will. I have here the list of episodes that will be in the 12-episode run in theaters. And I disagree with some of them, Brian.
All right, let's see. What do we have here? The pilot. All right. The one with the blackout, the one with the birth, the one where Ross finds out. See, I don't know, man. I mean, keep in mind that I don't know all these episodes just by name.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie and say that I do. But, I mean, you know what? Hey, if folks want to go and do this and, watch this stuff, hey, far be it for me to tell folks what to do with their money.
I think what I like about this idea is that it helps us to capitalize on something that I think we've kind of lost in the streaming age, where we can kind of watch whenever we want to.
Okay.
And that is the watch party. When you had to watch it when it came on, like you didn't have TiVo, you didn't have Netflix, like you and your buddies would all get together and you would watch whatever it was. It doesn't have to be Friends. Maybe it was Dexter, or maybe it was Friends, whatever it was.
I can understand that.
Yeah, and like there's something about the communal aspect of it that I think is great. I'm with Richard. It's not as bad as Big Bang Theory. We've got news on Big Bang Theory. There's a big bidding war going for the streaming rights to that one right now.
Why?
It looks like HBO is going to win. It looks like HBO is going to bid $1.5 billion for the rights to stream Big Bang and 2.5 Men, but that's just a rumor right now.
Two things that I give less than two shits about. I can't lie. I don't care. I give less than a shit for Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And then what was that? What was the other one? 2.5
2.5 Men. Yeah.
I give even less of a shit for 2.5 Men. I mean, I love John Cryer. I think John Cryer is a very, very underestimated actor. Ducky from Pretty in Pink. He's very, very underrated as an actor. Even his 80s films are very underrated. Morgan Stewart's Coming Home, Hiding Out, just to name two, are very underrated, but I could give a shit less. And Charlie Sheen is one of those guys where he was a pretty good actor at first, and then he just became the same character for everything.
Oh, Brian, what I wouldn't have given to be on the air during the Tiger Blood days.
Oh, God. Tiger. I swear, man. I swear, Charlie Sheen, when he's talking about Tiger Blood, that reminds me of Brian Fontana from Anchorman talking about Sex Panther.
Right.
It's like ate by pieces of real panther.
Right.
My God. Charlie Sheen is just he's such a clown. He's so ridiculous.
I will just real quick to Mary's point. The one with the prom video is one of my favorites, and it was one that I was hoping was going to make the list of 12.
Is that the one where they actually show the video where Ross looks like Daryl Hall?
Yes. Yeah.
That one is pretty funny. That one's Lucas was good, Mary Jane. That's one of the films that Charlie Sheen did that he was really, really great in. His character Cappy in Lucas was really, really great. I mean, all of his films, when I started to get really sick of Charlie Sheen, was his phoned-in performance in Major League 2. He just phoned it in at Major League 2. And then
paycheck, man.
Yeah, well, Charlie Sheen got to cash those checks just like Tyrese Gibson. Don't even get me started on that asshole. And then Money Talks with Chris Tucker was okay as well, but it's like, man, Charlie Sheen just he just rubs me the wrong way. He really does. He just
I get it. That quick Big Bang Theory 2.5 Men update brought to you by brought to you by the Stream Wars. Honestly, I don't know what HBO's thinking. That feels like a lot of money to waste on that.
I'm serious, man.
I guess I shouldn't say HBO. I guess I should say Warner Brothers, because that's who's ultimately bidding on that.
Money's got a money, I guess. Money got a money. But you know what? Throwing it on Stream Wars, I watched I finished the final season of Orange Is the New Black today.
Oh, okay.
And
we should get a review from you.
Oh, soon. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely. That's one thing, folks, that you're going to realize is that the mini reviews aren't going to be done in the Plotaholics Live anymore.
We're starting to try to generate more content, and so we're breaking the Plotaholics Live into different pieces of that.
Right. Plotaholics Live is still going to be live, but the mini reviews are going to be pre-recorded segments that
we can start to reach out to smaller. Well, like Instagram TV, where things are a little bit more limited in terms of length.
Right. So just so you know, I'll be doing a mini review of that.
Yeah.
You know what, Mary Jane, I can understand why, because this season was a very, very emotional one, and it was a lot of shows when they get to that final season. I'll just say this one thing real quick. They kind of just phoned it in and try to ride on the previous season.
Yeah.
This season they didn't do that. They threw some good curveballs, and it was emotional. And I'm actually I was deciding whether I wanted to write about it or do a video. I'm probably just going to do a video.
Yeah, and I am working on Glow. And
I get caught up on Glow, man.
Love Glow, and but
I was a big Glow fan as a kid, man.
Oh yeah,
scantily clad women wrestling.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So my mini review of the week, once it's done, will be on the recently released film "Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark."
Okay, now what did you think? Real
quick, it was rated PG-13, and that's well, it was PG-13 because it's a kids movie, but it's on the right side of PG-13, if that makes sense.
Oh, it's on the Red Dawn side of PG-13.
Right. It's not on the Goosebumps side of PG-13. It's
okay. All right.
It's the only reason, because at one point I asked Michelle, I said, what is this rated R or PG-13? Because it's scary enough to be rated R, but there's no gore and there's no language.
Gotcha.
But the scares are pretty legit. Especially,
cool.
And I was reading about that, and Guillermo del Toro made that. And one of the things that he negotiated when they were courting him to make this film, is that he didn't want the end of the movie, even though it's a kids movie, he didn't want the end of it to retcon any deaths. He said if they died in the narrative, they stay dead. So,
cool. Well, he was really he did a great job with The Strain, the TV show The Strain. I was a big fan of that, so that's cool.
Yeah, so you can look for our mini reviews later in the week, probably starting tomorrow. All right, as you know, it's hard to get through one of these shows without some Disney news, Brian.
It seems like it, man. Disney is always in it.
Even though Beyonce says that girls run the world, apparently girls is synonymous with Disney, because Disney is running things right now. And we found out yesterday that The Lion King is the highest earning animated film of all time, but there's a little bit of controversy there, if you will.
Oh, yeah. What's the controversy?
Well, Disney wants to claim that it is not the highest grossing animated film of all time because it's a live action remake, even though all the animals are animated. But But
who cares? The movie sucked anyway.
Right, but it made a shit ton of money, man, and it is
nowhere near as good as Aladdin.
It has now. It is their highest grossing live action remake, even if you want to go that route. But it's dethroned Frozen as the highest grossing animated feature, and it beat Beauty and the Beast for the highest grossing live action remake. So now you're talking about Disney having the two biggest movies of the year in Endgame from Marvel Studios and in The Lion King. And don't forget that Star Wars comes out
in a couple of months.
Yeah, in November or whatever. Yeah, so December. You're talking about this
dude, Disney rules the world, man.
Absolutely. So pretty wild stuff out of The Lion King. I never expected that movie, especially once I started seeing clips from it, because it looks like trash.
It's not. I mean,
it's beautiful. It looks beautiful.
It looks
like trash. It looks like beautiful trash. You remember that scene in American Beauty where he filmed that trash bag blowing around?
Yeah,
that's what The Lion King
looks like.
Like.
Yeah, and and I couldn't agree more. I took my son to go see it, and we didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I could have watched the animated version.
As much bullshit as I've given Sonic, I'd much rather watch The Lion King that looks like this.
Simba's shocked.
Right.
Simba walks in on his mom and dad going at it to make him a little brother or sister. He's like, oh yeah, I went there. I'm not a fan. I honestly, I wanted to love The Lion King. I really, really did, but it didn't resonate with me. It didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I get
it. Sorry, not sorry.
Now the movie that did resonate with you has been rumored to get a sequel, and that is Aladdin.
Woo! Now I'm wondering, are they going to keep going with the animated route and remake Aladdin? The Return of Jafar.
What I read today is that the Aladdin 2 is going to be new and fresh, so that doesn't sound like a remake of Return of Jafar.
Okay, you know what? I can get down with that, because I know a lot of people weren't that into Return of Jafar.
I liked it. There was this moment for Disney in the 90s where everything was a straight to DVD sequel.
Right.
And I'm sure that did really well for them. All they had to do was pay for copies and distribution.
Right. So I mean, I'd be all for getting an Aladdin sequel. Definitely, as long as Will Smith and Naomi Scott are coming back. And
if they can keep the cast intact, why not, man?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's make this thing a trilogy. Let's go.
Hell yeah, man. Let's keep Jafar, let's keep Aladdin, maybe get him some more singing lessons.
And in the third part, the lamp is hidden away in the hot tub from Hot Tub Time Machine.
I would be all for that. I would be all for that. And then Lou finds it and he makes the 3 wishes.
That's right.
Sharon chiming in. She said Return of Jafar was horrible. I mean, I didn't mind it. I kind of liked it because it brought us back Iago.
Yeah.
And I'm all for Gilbert Gottfried because his annoying voice makes me laugh.
Yeah. I wish that he was Iago didn't talk in this one, right?
No, he did not.
That makes me really upset, but whatever. I get it. It's supposed to be more realistic.
Jafar's gonna put a spell on him and make him anamorphic.
There you go. We skipped over this one, and that is totally my bad. Some more controversy out of the Quentin Tarantino camp.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something right now. I'm 100% on Shannon Lee's side on this one. Shannon Lee has been criticized at Quentin Tarantino for the depiction of her father, Bruce Lee, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, I haven't seen this movie yet, but I did see the trailer, and essentially they make Bruce Lee out to be this arrogant jerk, and a lot of people have come out and said, Bruce Lee wasn't that way. And, he was a humble guy. But here's the thing. A lot of people will think you're arrogant if you're good at something.
Yeah. So Tarantino's actually responded to these accusations. And we have the clip if you want to hear it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I don't think we're not getting any sound. I don't think, because usually
you're not getting sound on
no, there's no sound. Now, usually if there's sound, I'll be muted.
Yeah, well, no. There's sound coming through on my end. So essentially, what he's saying is, that Bruce Lee did say those things to him, like that the lines and stuff in the dialogue were from Lee himself and from Bruce Lee's wife, and regardless,
right. Well, see, here's the thing. Even if he did sort of say some of those things, it's almost like context.
Yeah,
got to go with context. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. Bruce Lee's hands should have been registered as lethal weapons.
Yeah,
because if he did hit somebody and kill them, there's some people that would, like, if Bruce Lee were to hit someone, he would get charged with negligent manslaughter.
Yeah, what's
which brings about a felony, where some people could get accidental if they could prove it, and then they wouldn't have a felony on.
Yeah, one of the things that he says in that clip that I think is interesting is, and I didn't realize that this was a point of contention, but that the Brad Pitt's character in the film, he says Brad Pitt could not kick Bruce Lee's ass, but Brad Pitt's character could kick Bruce Lee's ass because he's a made up person, like, because we don't, you know what I mean? And
yeah, the father of modern MMA is going to get beat up by Brad Pitt's character because Brad Pitt's character is made up.
I mean, I'm with Tarantino on this particular point. Okay. He says it's like asking if the Hulk could beat up Bruce Lee. It doesn't fucking matter because one of them isn't real.
Yeah,
like so the fact that he makes his character beat up Bruce Lee in the movie, like, who cares? Like, it's just made up.
See, for me, it would annoy me because he's Bruce Lee.
Right.
Bruce Lee doesn't lose. Bruce Lee automatically wins. I'm sorry, if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar couldn't beat up Bruce Lee, no one's beating up Bruce Lee.
Dude, all you have to do with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is just run in between his legs and then kick him in the butt, and then he falls over.
No.
I could beat up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is actually a Jeet Kune Do practitioner.
But I'm very fast. What you don't understand, Brian, is that I'm very fast.
All right, Ahmad Abdul-Rahim. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's a movie, but I understand Shannon Lee's point. She still wants to protect her father's legacy. But the thing is, there's some people, though, and there was another point that was made, and I'll touch that in a second. Bruce Lee, though, is more myth than man.
Yeah. He's more like Tom Brady.
He is like Tom Brady, except Bruce Lee could kick Tom Brady's ass and could probably throw an 85-yard touchdown because he's Bruce freaking Lee.
He could kick an 85-yard touchdown.
Yes, he could. And even if someone came up to Bruce Lee and said, "Hey, man, you can't kick a touchdown," Bruce Lee gives him a look and they go, "You know what? That was a good kick. Touchdown."
Right. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I understand Shannon wanting to protect her father's legacy.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. That is true, Richard. He was kicked in the back from behind in a fight. That's where he developed Jeet Kune Do. Absolutely. The thing is, there's so much about Bruce Lee that's shrouded in mystery that we're never going to know anything true. And absolutely, I heard Bruce Lee could do that too.
That's actual live, not live footage, but footage of Bruce Lee. Footage.
Yeah, I heard that was Bruce Lee when Lou Ferrigno came after him and turned into the Incredible Hulk.
That was actually the very first motion capture animation of Bruce Lee doing acting for Mortal Kombat.
Oh, well, actually, that's a good point. I give you know what? I heard Bruce Lee once roundhouse kicked a river, and it turned into a pond.
Is that right?
That's what I heard. You know what else I heard?
You know what? I'm here more for Bruce Lee jokes than Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris jokes can suck my dick.
Yeah, well, Chuck Norris jokes are passe now. Well, here's the thing: you don't make jokes about Bruce Lee because Bruce Lee ain't no joke.
That's true.
But here's the thing, though: Bruce Lee is shrouded in mystery. He will always be shrouded in mystery. However, I saw someone on Facebook sort of compare Bruce Lee with Muhammad Ali, in saying that back in the day, people would call Muhammad Ali a quote unquote uppity Negro because of how arrogant he was, and he was just confident. He was great at what he did. And a lot of people, you know, the people, we're getting better in Hollywood and in society with not portraying minorities as stereotypes. Sadly enough, it seems like Asians and Native Americans are still sort of fighting for their piece of the respect pie too.
Right.
And I think that that's what a lot of people are going on about when, you know, they talk about how Bruce Lee is portrayed. I think that's what.
And you know, this is a film that you said you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either. I'm dying to.
But I do plan on seeing it. I want to take my stepson to go see
There's
it.
There's just a lot of stuff. Like, you know, we're sort of through the blockbuster part of the summer, and we're getting into the interesting part of the summer now.
Yes, we are. We really are. Then, of course, we're moving into the fall. But I don't think that means that summer should have to end.
Nah.
Just because we're moving into the fall.
Right. We really just have one more story before we get to our coming attractions. And that is the revelation that Rise of Skywalker, the 9th film in the Star Wars saga, is going to contain 135 minutes of music.
That is an ass ton of music.
Yeah.
That is more music than you could shape Lexington Steel at.
Yeah, I am excited about this because that means it's a long film. Obviously, it's over 2 hours long, as all of them have been.
I don't think one is under 2 hours.
But what's also really interesting, as we all know, this 9th entry is going to tie together all of the films.
Yep, all 9 films are going to finally be tied together.
And what we've also heard is that every theme that John Williams has ever written for Star Wars is making an appearance in this soundtrack.
Does that mean we're going to get the Duel of Fates?
That there's speculation that we're getting Duel of the Fates, that the Imperial March is in there, that like it's going to be.
The Duel of Fates is one of my favorite film scores.
Honestly, Duel of the Fates is one of my favorite pieces of music of all time.
Absolutely,
I think John Williams really, for all of their shortcomings, I think the prequels maybe had the best music.
Yes.
Even episode 2, which most people shit can, right? Episode 2 has one of the most beautiful pieces of music I've ever heard.
They truly, and the music is what really, the music and Samuel L. Jackson are what saved episode 2, in my opinion. And it's almost like that they're so good that you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, that the love theme is so good, and Joe makes a good point. It didn't need all of that good music to survive.
and I even think, with this new trilogy of films, if the Star Wars period, man, if the music isn't on point, they're not as good, because the music is as much of a character as Han Solo or Luke Skywalker or Chewbacca or Princess Leia or
absolutely. What's really interesting, Brian, is that this week we got a sneak peek of some leaked footage from the new Star Wars movie. Let me slice it off for you if you don't mind.
Yeah, please do, because I want to see this. Oh, this is amazing! Wow, look at that look at this! Look at that choreography. This looks amazing. Wow, you cannot beat these lightsaber battles.
It's amazing.
We are in a whole new level.
It's a whole new
world.
Is it the best lightsaber duel that you've seen so far? Because
this totally kills Obi-Wan versus Vader in episode 3. I mean,
absolutely it does.
The only thing that I've seen that can even touch that is the remastered Obi-Wan Vader fight from episode 4. Did you see that fan video?
I did, yeah.
But that just was like leaps and bounds better.
My favorite fan creation from the Star Wars fan creation is the Darth Maul short film. Have you ever seen that?
Oh no, I haven't. I'm not.
It is fantastic. I'll send you a link after this.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's real good. So that clearly a viral video from this weekend of T-Pain getting in a random ass lightsaber duel on the streets of New York. What is happening?
I thought that was in South Central Coruscant.
Yeah, right, like street level Coruscant.
Straight out of Coruscant. Crazy motherfucker named Solo.
I saw that video. I was like, I've got to find a way to include this.
There you go.
Yep, that's right.
Oh my God. Man. Can you imagine if there was like a South Central Coruscant where his name isn't Ice Cube, he's like Carbonite Carl.
Carbonite Carl? Like Carbonite is definitely more Star Wars, but I feel like Carl is less Star Wars than Cube.
All right, how about Carbonite Calaxis?
I like that.
But he doesn't have a Jerry curl.
Right.
He just has like, his hair is just like it's all natural.
Yeah.
But his hat still says Raiders.
I like yes. I like, but instead of the two swords behind the logo, but it's two lightsabers. Yeah. Oh man. Well, hey man, that brings us to everyone's favorite singing segment.
Opening this weekend.
I cut it off early so people could see the face, like how into it you get,
There's only one guy on the web that I think gets more into it than I do, and it's the guy that did the Golden Girls theme, where he took the Golden Girls theme and took it to church.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was so great. I'll find it and get you the link to that. It's all
perfect.
Over though, but it's amazing.
All right. I chose 4 films opening this weekend that I think people might be excited about.
What do we got?
Angry Birds 2 barely missed the cut.
You know what's funny is that Angry Birds 1 I rolled my eyes at, but I've seen the Angry Birds 2 trailer the last couple times I've been to the movie. I have laughed my ass off at that. The breakdance scene against the eagle was so hilarious.
Brian, I want to say something really quick. My mom is commenting.
Mama Wilson.
Mama Wilson is commenting that she's here from Georgia, but she's not in Georgia. She's in the middle of the freaking country, like in Arkansas somewhere. So
why is Mama Wilson lying to me?
I don't know, but she's lying to both of us. I talked to her on the phone today. They're going digging for diamonds tomorrow.
Oh, so you're not on the midnight train to Georgia. You're digging for diamonds.
She's on the noon train out of Georgia.
Wilson. I like how she's got Wilson. So was Wilson her maiden name and her married name?
Wouldn't that be excellent? That would be excellent.
I would be even better if she hyphenated it.
I'm gonna start going by Shane Wilson.
You know what's great though? When you do it, you should have your profile picture with just like your nose up and like and with the gate underneath,
right?
So you don't see your face. Shane Wilson.
Let's see. I have we've been in the coming attraction segment now for 3 minutes, and we haven't even mentioned the movies. We've got Good Boys.
I want to see
Blinded by the Light. Where'd You Go, Bernadette, and the sequel to 47 Meters Down, Uncaged.
All right, so there's one of these that I could give two shits less about. Can you guess which one?
Where'd You Go, Bernadette? No, 47 Meters Down.
Absolutely. You really think I give a damn about chicks getting eaten by sharks? If I want to be bothered with that shit, I'll watch Jaws.
Yeah.
All right. Good Boys, I have to see.
I'm much more interested in Piranha Quadruple D.
Yeah, exactly. Because that means those piranhas got some big titties.
And that is not even a real movie, but I'm
oh my God. I said big titties with your mom watching. I feel so terrible.
It's all good, man. It's all good. This podcast is rated MA for explicit content.
Yeah.
Just like Good Boys. So like I will say this about Good Boys. I think it has one of the best marketing campaigns I've ever seen.
Oh my God. Seth Rogen telling the kids that they can't watch the movie that they starred in and
right.
discussing it out about it.
Yes.
I can't wait for that. That is going to be so great.
It is most excellent. Also, I am probably going to go see Blinded by the Light because I think it sounds like a really interesting film. And you know how I feel about Bruce.
Bruce Springsteen is so great, and I love the idea of this film. I've seen this trailer attached to a lot of movies as well. And this kid who comes from an immigrant family living in the UK that finally finds his voice in the most unlikely of places, the music of Bruce Springsteen.
Right.
And I think it's great because it just goes to show that music transcends racial boundaries.
That's right.
And cultural boundaries. Music is just music. And I think it's absolutely amazing. This movie I want to see. And I'm sorry, Cate Blanchett is always a win. She is always a victory. So Where'd You Go, Bernadette? I definitely want to see this.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to ask Sharon if I can have 2 hall passes, one for Taylor Swift and one for Cate Blanchett.
Did you see Drunk Taylor Swift?
No, I have not.
You should look it up. I don't know that I have the capacity to show it to you right now. I wasn't prepped for it.
But I love me some Tay-Tay.
She threw herself a party, which is always the best thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she just got hammered there. So, like, the Drunk Taylor Swift is the new is internet's new favorite meme.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Yeah, you'll get one for sure.
Yeah, you'll get one. We'll probably go. Well, when is that? That comes out this weekend.
Out this weekend, man. I don't know, Brian. I don't know if you remember because it's been so long, but all 4 of the movies that we just talked about.
Opening this weekend.
That's right. All 4 of them.
I feel like Oha from Coming to America.
And honestly, I think Good Boys actually opens tomorrow night.
So does
certain places.
So does the Bruce Springsteen movie as well.
Okay, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. I know one of them does open earlier.
Bruce Springsteen one. Yeah. Opens. So but I definitely, you know what? I'll probably sneak off to go see Good Boys on Saturday, maybe.
Yeah,
I might sneak off to see it then.
I'm gonna try to see both of those this weekend. I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm only gonna have time to see one, and I think Good Boys is gonna, because you know what? I really just, I've seen a lot of movies lately where, you know, there's kids in the audience, because I went to go see Far From Home again. I took my son to go see Far From Home. Then we went to go see Lion King. So I've seen a lot of movies that have sort of been geared toward kids. So I think I want to see some grown-up fun now that's not X-rated.
Yeah, I understand that. Bryan, I did not pull your cover, but Bryan has big news today. A cover reveal for his is it another re-release or is it a new novel?
No, it's a re-release. The cover for my re-release of my very first novel, The Enforcer. I did give my thumbs up. It's going to be the official cover, and I'm very, very excited about it. Basically, this is a novel where, hold on, I'll read the official synopsis that's going to be on the back of the book here. Hold on. Give me a nanosecond. See, I wasn't ready. You put me on the spot.
No, I am sorry. I mean, like, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not sorry.
No, it's cool. All right. So this is the synopsis as it reads on the back of the book. Mistress Enya Blake is in danger. Death and chaos has slowly become the norm in her city. Her local protectors are overwhelmed. With nowhere left to turn, desperate times call for desperate measures. Enforcer Bryce Creed is said to be the most destructive and dangerous of the enforcers in the Vampire Council's employ. He's crass, tactless, blunt, and the perfect protector to ensure her survival. The city of Pittsburgh will never be the same. And there we are right there. That is the cover from S.L. Perrine and Burning Willow Press. I love
that. Is some real quick fingers out of Shane Wilson on the update.
That is really good. That's also why I went to the mellow reading as well, because we got to work in tandem. But there you go. There's Bryce Creed. There's his pickup truck, and that's him overlooking the city of Pittsburgh, because shit's about to pop off.
That's right. You know what I would say this is? I would say that this cover is good. It's good, man. It's good.
Lloyd Dobler gave up on his boxing career to become an NFL referee.
That's right.
Yes, Rich, it is a biography. I've just changed the name.
Oh, Sharon wants to add the back.
She wants the back too. I don't know if Shane is moving that quick. Thank you. Thank you, Anita. I appreciate it. This is actually my first novel. This is my very first novel. Oh, and there we go. There's the back right there.
Bam.
See, boom. And there's, of course, the city of Pittsburgh.
Never underestimate what a brand spanking new computer can assist you in doing in live streams.
And I think this cover is going to be so amazing.
It's a beautiful cover.
It truly is, man. Shannon outdid herself this time. Shannon's done the cover for my previous releases. The re-release of Invincible Heart, and then then she redid the cover for Unbreakable Mind.
Yeah. Now, when does this? And maybe you said this while I was digging this up.
I didn't.
When does this release?
TBD.
TBD.
But
got to be getting close if we've got a cover reveal.
Absolutely, so. It will be coming soon. So, and I mean, it's an amazing cover. I love it. I mean, honestly, like I love when she does, because I look forward to getting the email from her saying, "All right, so I got the cover done." It's like, ooh.
Yeah, I love emails from my cover designer too. For real.
Absolutely.
In fact, I'm doing some cover stuff right now, but
nice.
Yeah, man.
Debut it when it's ready.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know what? We've wrapped up the summer of Cusack, Bryan, and in 2 weeks, people can hear our next episode, which is a one-off. And I don't even know that I want to tell people what it's going to be before it drops.
Okay, you want to make it a surprise?
I want the next one to be a surprise. But
it's
we can.
Be divisive, though. It is going to be divisive.
It will be divisive, but I do want to go ahead and promote what we're doing in September, which is another themed run of shows. Now, September, Bryan, is going to be the first month that we release podcasts every week.
Absolutely. You guys have heard it. You heard right. The Plotaholics podcast is going to a weekly format.
That's right. So you're going to get long-form movie analysis every single week. And in September, we are presenting the Plotaholics Podcast presents Will Smith Timber.
And this is going to be so great. We've got the great Will Smith and some of his...
We've got the great Will Smith and the terrible Will Smith.
Yes, we do. Now, there's one film in this that I did lose the argument on. I did lose. Now, here's the thing. Independence Day was a must. Men in Black was a must. Bad Boys? Okay. Wild Wild West. I said, but what about Hancock? And Shane was like, no. Actually, you know what?
You have to assume that eventually we're going to do a superhero month, and we have to save Hancock for that.
That's true. Plus, Shane did remind me that since I flex my muscle to get One Crazy Summer, he can flex his muscle to get Wild Wild West.
Now, I do want to go ahead and say that I don't like Wild Wild West, but I also want us to not get in the habit too strongly of only doing good movies.
That's true.
Remember our roots. Our first film ever was terrible.
Troll 2, the best bad movie ever.
Yeah. So we can't forget those roots. And so in that vein, we will do Wild Wild West, and then transition into I Am Legend, which is going to help us segue into our October programming.
Now, Shane, do you want to tell our lovely listeners and fans how we're going to be doing October?
Yeah, now I'm not ready to release it all the way quite yet, but we can talk about it. So we open October. Well, we don't even open October, but we open our Halloween programming with I Am Legend at the end of September.
Yes.
Then for 3 weeks, we are going to open up to like a bracket style, survey style
poll questions. Poll.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the audience is going to be able to, our listeners are going to be able to help us decide which films we're going to do for the first chunk of October. Mm-hmm. We're doing a week on haunted house / ghost story movies. We're doing a week on vampire themed films, and we're doing a week on, what is the other one? Werewolf?
Shapeshifters, werewolf.
Yeah, shapeshifter themed films, and then we're going to wrap October up with the original Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween.
Now, here's the thing. We were talking about adding zombies into the mix, but I think a lot of people have been zombied out with, 2 Walking Dead TV shows, and then you had Z.
Well, we have zombies, right? I Am Legend is a zombie movie.
I Am Legend is technically a zombie type, absolutely. Well, it's more like vampires mixed with zombies. So
yeah,
we do
buy that.
So, and I mean, we had some other things that we really wanted to try, but we figured that this would be the best way because everyone does zombie movies.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, haunted house,
But we have a list. We have a list of 5 or 6 films, and we're going to present that to you guys. Probably starting in the first week of September, we'll start putting those out there. Mm-hmm. And we are going to let you guys vote. And Joe, the others is on that list, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. I believe The Others is on that list, and if it's not, we can put it there. No problem.
Yeah. So
now, we're gonna have separate polls when we're ready to do that on the Plotaholics Facebook page. I mean, we can even put them on the website.
We'll put them everywhere. You'll be able to vote wherever you consume our stuff for sure. And so, yeah, man. So again, big things ahead. September begins weekly posting on the podcast. October, all horror. And you guys get to vote, which is, I think, very exciting.
Oh,
and then we're going to get into our holiday stuff, which is going to be a similar sort of programming as well.
Absolutely. And we're going to have all of Thanksgiving, all of November going into December to have the holiday stuff. Because, you know, there aren't many Thanksgiving themed movies. So
I have one that we have to do. It's called Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
And it is legitimately about a talking turkey puppet that murders people.
I am now in. Hey, we've done Troll 2. We're
due for another really shitty one. Like Wild Wild West is good compared to Thanksgiving.
Wow. But is it as good as The Bed That Eats People?
Oh, you know, I've never seen The Bed That Eats People. I wanted to.
You know what? I think with that being said, we should also at some point do Breaking 1 and Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Clearly, we should do those two.
Okay, so that's what we have coming for you, and we want to thank you all for eating up all of our content the way you have. That has really actually pushed us to having to increase our output. So we definitely want to thank you guys for that. Like I said, we're going to be going weekly, and it's going to be a great time. Thank you to everyone that's been, you know, consistently listening to our content, and more to come, man.
Absolutely. In fact, I think tomorrow I'm posting an analysis of the 12 episodes of Friends that they decided to put in the cinematic thing, and making an argument for different ones.
Nice. Now, is that going to be your article for this?
Yeah, that's an article for tomorrow.
Okay. I'm going to record a mini review tomorrow.
Yeah.
Evening.
Good.
And that's actually going to be my mini review for
Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black.
Perfect.
So you guys will be able to get that on the YouTube probably
either late tomorrow or Thursday.
Late tomorrow or Thursday, and then I'll probably write an article. Probably have an article written, if not this week, then for next week.
We're just a machine, man. Like
the machine is going. Tom
machine.
Brady, we're taking our cue from Tom Brady.
That's right.
and you know what's funny is that I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but I love the Tom Brady jokes. I love that Tom Brady could do that shtick. I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, hey man, I think that's probably going to just about do it for us. Anything else you'd like to say?
No.
I mean, I think mostly just make sure that you smash the subscribe, smash the like. Also, if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit the notification button. Also, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the notification button. It looks like a little bell. It'll let you know when we go live or when we post anything.
Absolutely.
So make sure that you've got all of that. You can find us at Plotaholics on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So, and always Plotaholics.com is going to have all of the stuff that you need to know. And
you can listen to our podcasts.
Yeah,
wherever you get podcasts, we are
including
now on iHeartRadio.
We
are on iHeartRadio.
That's where Mary Jane listens. I found that out today.
Absolutely, and that's also so when you're done listening to the Ron Burgundy podcast, listen to the Plotaholics.
Actually, maybe before you listen to the Ron Burgundy
podcast, yeah. Listen to the Plotaholics podcast.
Absolutely. Well, hey, man, for the Plotaholics, I'm Shane Wilson.
I'm Bryan Tan.
And we'll see you again real soon. We're the Plotaholics, ripping plots apart for you.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.